This little G-Wagon toy won't help you use AI in your business, and neither will the 999 tips all the AI bros give you. So if you really want to understand how to use AI in your business, this video is for you. What up, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Quintel, and my last business, Good Part & Company, did $720,000 in revenue in a partnership with Johns Hopkins University. Now I run Good Part & Company, where I do AI consulting for small businesses so they can save time, cut costs, and start to scale up. And in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how I'm actually using AI, how I use it for my clients, and how you can use it the same way across each one of these moves. So let's get started. Now, when it comes to business, across all categories, across the entire world since the beginning of time in business and value creation, there are 4 key categories that you have to execute in order for your business to thrive and stay sustainable. Okay, so when you're thinking about AI, when you're trying to build out workflows or get some new software, you need to know what problem you're solving and what category that problem is in. And once you understand that, you can really start to get the results you want in your business. So let's start breaking it down, find the problems, and fix it using AI. So let's take it from the top. The first space or category or key move you need to make is to think about customer attraction. How are you actually getting awareness for your business? How are you bringing customers into your business? How are you getting people to think about your business? How are you keeping your business top of mind? That is what it's about, attraction. Because if you don't attract customers, then you're not going to have a business. So this is the part that everybody is kind of focused on, especially online, because AI now has driven the cost of marketing down, and it's allowing real creativity to rise to the top. Okay, so you're going to see people talk about all these tricks, and they're really just copying from the first person who either had the most skill, the most creativity, and the most bias towards action. So they just took action and said, hey, I'm going to use this. I'm going to think critically and figure out some cool ways to use AI. But while it's all cool and while you can actually use it, I don't want you to fall for it. I want you to be more practical in how you think about using AI to attract people into your business. So here are some ways that you can actually go about doing that. Now, I've used AI to write captions like everybody else, write blog posts, write emails. But once AI continue to evolve and we have things like deep research, then that's where you can start to really make some major traction in attracting your customers. Using deep research to research your ICP, your ideal customers, and your competitors. So what is the tip here? We're going to use deep research. Now, it don't matter what AI you use, but you can use Grok, you can use ChatGPT, you can use Gemini, of course, and then you can use Claude as well. And then there are other models. Deep research is the move. So you're going to use deep research to research your ICP, and that is, you're going to think about not just the demographic, like the age, the sex, those kinds of stats, but the psychographic is more important. How are these people thinking? What are they doing from the time that they wake up to the time that they go to sleep, other than scrolling on their phones? And if they are scrolling on their phone, you can use deep research to figure out what they're actually scrolling about, what they're into, and start to target that, start to trigger that, start to make that a part of your attraction methods, right? A part of your rollouts, a part of your marketing campaigns. It's a part of your marketing altogether. So first thing you can use AI for, if you actually have a business and actually want to know how to use AI, use it for deep research. If nothing else, use it for deep research. I'm going to tell you why I think it's the most important thing. It's not the most important thing, but why it's so important. Because it would normally take you hours and hours to research some of the things that deep research can pull for you. Large language models like I have here, it's going to pull 283 resources in Claude and another 83 and 67 on Grok, and it's going to tell you where these articles are coming from. You can go read them yourself, but it would take you forever to do it, or you would have to hire somebody to do it and then compile it in a certain way to where you understand it, where you can digest it, and then when you can actually use it and apply it to your business. So deep research, super key, super important. That is major for you doing customer attraction. Another way that you can use it is for lead generation. So how are you generating leads? Instead of just marketing to get inbound, you have to do outreach. You have to do outbound marketing. You can use AI to automate a lot of lead generation, whether it be email. You can write DM scripts. You could do, now they have voice AI is getting so good. They have bots where you can do outbound calling using voice generated AI tools. And it's a beautiful thing. The voices are a lot more natural, it's a bit smooth. And if you're like me, you have no problem saying that you're using AI, and you can actually say it in the calls if you want. You can write your own scripts and you can say, hey, this is such and such. AI calling on behalf of so and so. And some people are going to hate it. They're not going to like it. But for some people, it'll have them drop their guard and they're willing to listen because they know exactly what they're in for. But lead generation, also you can scrape leads. So you can use AI to scrape leads on different platforms, from things like Apollo. You can use AI to scrape leads on LinkedIn Navigator, Sales Navigator, and other social media platforms. You can definitely use LinkedIn to scrape YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of those things. But you can also use AI and AI agents to scrape directories on for business associations, for different types of business events. So anything B2B facing where you have a bunch of contacts, you can use AI to scrape that and compile it into lists, and then the agents can go and throw it into spreadsheets and databases for you. So what's the key thing here? For lead generation, you can use AI for outbound messaging, for outbound calls, and for scraping leads from multiple sources, directories, databases, and other lead gen platforms. And this is the one that everybody loves. It's fun, it's easy, it's fast, it's amazing, but you can use AI to create content, content pillars, and content calendars. Now, I'm going to start with content pillars. Why? Because that ties directly back to doing research on your ideal customers or clients. If you're doing the right research, you know what it is they want to hear from you. You know what they want to hear about, what kind of questions they have, what kind of problems they have. And if that's the case, then you'll know what to talk about in your marketing materials. When you're showing up online, when you're doing your YouTube videos like this, when you're creating ads and you're trying to be creative and think about ways to pull people in. What are the things that they're thinking about? What events are they involved in? So you can think about all of those things and put it into your content pillars. Creating content has never been easier now. It's all about your willingness to do it and your creativity. So creativity and taste becomes a real premium, and you can slice through that even if you're not that much of a creative person. If you're studying your competition, you could just study what their ads are, and you can have AI give you feedback on why it actually works. Okay, they're using a hook. They have a strong CTA. They have multiple CTAs in there, and it's call to action, right? Getting the person doing it to do something. They use a certain color palette. They have consistency with their fonts. All of these things impact your actual marketing materials, right? And so now you put all of these materials together. You got ideas. You have content pillars that are consistent, that's talking to your ideal customers, and now you can build content calendars. And you can pick whatever platform you think works the best, YouTube, IG, TikTok, whatever it is. So those are some of the key things you can use AI to help you with. Creating content, that's kind of like top of mind for most people, and it is probably the premier thing that people use AI for when it comes to attracting customers. So now that we're attracting customers, we can't deposit likes, right? We got all these likes. We're starting to turn them into leads. Now we got to convert them. And that's the next category. That's the next key move or key space you can use AI to keep your business sustainable and really, really start thriving. Because converting people means sales. And if you don't get any sales, then you don't have a business. So let's talk about conversion. Hey, quick break in the video to bring you a message from me, Green Book Digital. If you're a service-based business and you want to better understand how to turn leads into paying customers, then you need to take a closer look at your customer journey. What's the pipeline really hitting for? How do you get them from A to B to C, which is converting into a client and paying you for your services? Well, I created a tool that'll help you better understand all of that. You click the first link in the description. It's free. It only takes 2 minutes, and it's going to give you a clear snapshot of everything you can do to fix that. Of course, using AI tools. Second thing I want you to know is that in the second link in the description, it's a way for you to work with me directly. So if you need better AI strategy to understand what tools you can use, or if you want help implementing how to use AI in your business, there are ways to work with me down there in the description. Let's get back to the video. Now, this next step is all about the process of bringing cash into your business. Now that you've attracted people, you have to convert them. So it's all about conversion. And there are a few ways you can go about converting people into your business. And one of the best ways to do that is to create customer surveys. So Customer surveys kind of start the process of converting people into your business. One, you get their information, but not just their contact information. You start to get real data. You can use AI to formulate the questions for your surveys or your assessments and better understand what they're thinking about, where they are in their buying process, what kind of expectations they have from the product or your service or from your business altogether. So you can use tools like Google Forms. So let's type this out here so you'll know exactly what to take away. Okay, so you can use things like Google Forms. You can use Typeform. You can use Jotform, I believe it's called. You can use Score App, or you can create your own online assessment like I did using Lovable or any of the other AI coding assistants. If you want to check out my survey, you can click the first link in the description. Another way to use AI to convert leads into customers in your business is lead nurturing. This part gets overlooked so much because so many business owners are just focused on how do I get a sale? How do I get a sale? And there is a buying cycle that people take time. They have to learn more about your business. They have to hear more about you. They just have to be in the space to actually want what it is that you offer. And you need to nurture these customers or these clients until they're ready to buy, or you can help them along the path to give them more of what they want. That's what persuading somebody is all about. You don't have to convince them. You just have to help them understand that right now is a good time to pay for and invest in what it is I have that's going to get you to where you want to go. So lead nurturing can look like email campaigns, which is highly underrated because email marketing is still the number one form of digital marketing above TikTok, ads, or anything. Email marketing is what's going to convert more people. So you want to get people on your email list and you want to continue to nurture people through your email list. Another way you could nurture leads is through webinars, especially if you're doing B2B. Webinars, everybody says it, webinars crush. The whole word webinar is like so, frowned upon, almost cringe, not in the business world. People need webinars because they need to be educated on what it is that you can do to help them get what they want. So those are two ways that I use AI to nurture my leads. I use AI to help me write email campaigns. I use AI to help me build out the actual webinars and the slideshows and all of that. So the type of tools you can use for this, you can use, I think the best one is Gamma. You can also use GPT-5, and Manus, and GenSpark. So you can use all of these tools to create slideshows and slide decks for your webinars, for your presentations, for your carousels that you may post on Instagram or on TikTok or on LinkedIn. So webinars, presentations, email campaigns, all of this is lead nurturing. These are things that's really going to help you convert. So email campaigns, webinars, presentations, this is all about lead nurturing, and that helps you convert more and more people into clients and customers. Now, the next thing you can use AI for is to help improve your sales process. This is the part that so many people are just really discouraged about. People do not like sales. Sales is such a dirty word. Sales is still the number one thing that converts people into business. You need to do sales. And depending on what you're selling, if it's over $1,000 or so, you're probably going to have to get on a call, have a conversation, get on a Zoom, have a conversation, go meet somebody, go to a coffee shop. You have to talk to people. You have to engage with people. You can actually use AI. You can use ChatGPT voice agent to role play. You can use it to build out the scripts. You can use it to refine the scripts. You can use it to study the customer intent when you're having these calls, like what was the point and where the conversation changed, who's talking more or less. It'll give you back the percentage, like you talked 63% of the time and you should not be talking more than the prospect. Okay, so have AI review your sales calls, build you better sales scripts, understand the customer intent, and then revise your whole sales presentation. So that is a great way to help convert. Now, I've been using it. I'm not great at sales. I was a bit scared of it, but now I'm a lot less scared of it because after I go back and I study the calls, I can be way more prepared for the next call because I can see the things that I forgot to add. The questions that they have at the end, I can actually incorporate that into my sales script earlier. So now they have fewer questions, and by the time I'm finished helping them understand what I can do for them, we are a lot closer to the sale. So these are the 3 things that you can use to help you in conversion. So that's going to be creating customer surveys, using AI to help with lead nurturing, and using AI to help you improve when it comes to sales. Now, this next step is everything in business. Okay, this is the product and the actual service that you have to deliver on. This is where the technicians butter their bread. This is the part that they love of all of the business, the actual delivery of your product or your service. This varies across all of the industries. So this part is not as fixed. So you can use AI in a variety of different ways depending on what your business is. But there are some general categories and use cases that you can use AI for when you're delivering your service. And so let's go over them really quick. So you can use AI for onboarding. Okay, if you have a service-based business, you need to onboard people into what your service is. And it could be a simple service all the way down to something like just getting your nails done, right? So what would onboarding look like for a salon? Well, that's probably some follow-ups so that they can understand maybe what the directions are, how to get there, where you can park, right? Say you live in a metropolitan busy downtown area, or your nail salon is in a busy downtown area. Well, a lot of times there's nowhere to park. You can tell them where they can park, where they can get the cheapest parking. That's a part of an onboarding process that really elevates your customer experience. So use AI to format the onboarding processes. If you have some kind of sales product that you're offering, you want to onboard people. If you're offering some kind of digital service, you want to onboard people so they can understand what's coming up and how to go about communicating with you and making things work better so that they understand what they're going to get and when. Which leads me to the next part. Using AI to automate follow-ups and milestone check-ins. If you know that you're supposed to deliver every 7 to 10 days or whatever the days are, you can set up automations so that it can remind you to do a check-in. And if you're actually doing the work, you could possibly set up automations to just automatically create an email or a message or a Slack notification to say, hey, this part is done, check on this. Hey, this part is done, check on that. Oh, I have a question before we get to the next checkpoint. Could you respond in the next 24 hours so I can keep going forward? Okay, there are still humans on the other end of these AI tools. And humans need to be communicated with. They need to be checked on. They need to be understood. They want to be seen. Customers do not want to be neglected. So if you're trying to deliver your service, then you should be automatically following up. You should be giving them milestones and check-ins and letting them know what's going on. And it's really, really easy to overlook that. Even if you know you're doing a great job in your business and you're doing the things you say you're going to do, it's always helpful to just let people know what's going on, because most people won't. And so you're going to beat them just by understanding how to let people know what's going on, how to follow up, and how to check in. Now, that leads me to the last part, which is personalized communication. All of this is around communication. Delivery of a product is a whole lot of communication. And you communicate through a lot of different things. I'm focused mostly on service-based businesses. But even if you have a product, the packaging is a form of communication. And you can use AI to create packaging, colors, messaging. It's all about more personalized customization. Now, what AI can really help you do when it comes to personalized communication is when you're sending emails, when you're sending updates, you can incorporate things that you may have picked up from some of your onboarding calls. You know that this person sleeps in late on Friday, so you don't send them a message on Friday until after 10 a.m. And they really appreciate that. Or they know that they want to get up and you're talking about something. They say, hey, yeah, my kids, such and such is going on next week. I'm kind of excited for it, so maybe we got to push back the meeting. And now you send a personalized message to say, hey, how was your son's baseball game? So, and let them know that you care about what they have going on if you genuinely care. And just let them know that you see them as a whole person, right? Personalized communication when it comes to delivery. Another thing is, whatever the product or service is they pay for, the personalized communication can speak directly to that. So you don't want to send them a general message or a generic message like, hey, email blast about this is what I got going on. You send them a special email campaign. Hey, this is what's happening with where you are in the process of your business. So personalized communication is something that I always lean into when I work with my clients, and I think you should do the same thing in your business. So that's one way you can use AI, personalized communication. Trust me, if you have employees, they're not going to think this way. They have to be a real A-tier player. Okay, you can train them to understand personalized communication, but this right here, most people do not have great customer service. This is why luxury businesses are luxury businesses, because they think about a personalized experience, a elevated customer experience, and that's what you want to do when it comes to delivery, and AI can help you do that. Now, the fourth part of any business is customer retention. Depending on what your business model is, retention looks different. If you have products, you want to have recurring products or products that people buy over and over again. You want to better understand ways to keep people coming back to your service. That goes back to delivery. You have to have great delivery on your service or product first, and then retention is getting repeat customers, getting repeat clients. AI can help you do that. So let's talk. The first things you can do is use AI to create follow-up surveys for your business and then automate the surveys. This happens a lot when I'm working with dental clients or meds or any kind of private practice or medical practice, because they have to come back big time in dentists, because the customer lifetime value of a patient at a dentist is a really long time. A high value, because people don't switch dentists too often unless you're just a really bad dentist. Now, the follow-up survey is typically letting them know, hey, this happened. Did you do this thing? Don't forget your next appointment is. Don't forget you got a hygiene cleaning or you got a root canal coming up. So that's what follow-ups look like. And as they come back, then you can remind them of more things that you need to upsell them on. If they need to renew their whitening paste or whatever the case may be. And then if you have a different type of business, you do a follow-up survey so that you can get data and insight on how to better deliver your service. And when you do that, now you can improve your service, but also ask questions about what else they may want. And if it's something that makes sense for your business, you can add it in, and then you can sell it after you do the main service, and now you've retained the customer and increased the value of that customer over time. The next thing you can do, this is actually something that was really, really big in my business. So my business, and for Good Part and Company, that's food and beverage. Depending on what your business is, you can ask AI to help me develop a loyalty program, okay, or a referral program. A lot of people sleep on referrals, especially for direct services, because it seems hard to track those services. But nowadays you can generate dedicated links for your affiliate referrals, or dedicated websites or web pages or landing pages. And anytime somebody clicks on that page, everybody's notified, hey, a lead's coming through here, they get sold on this and that. And that is a way to retain people into your business. So it may not be the exact same person, but you have retained another sale thanks to your referral program. Now, when it comes to loyalty programs, a lot of food and beverage places have these loyalty programs. It came down to the point where, like, I was giving points in my original cafe, but when I had my second location, I had a different point of sale system, and I couldn't deliver loyalty points. But I knew I would have a lot of repeat customers, because people who are into health continue to be into health. They don't just shut it off. It's a lifestyle, so they want to continue with it. And you want to reward them for coming back. And so I made like physical punch cards, because I couldn't do the points in the point of sale. I did physical punch cards. My team and I would stamp these punch cards. Now you do the 10 and you get an item for free, or $10 after 10 purchases. Like, you got to think, I'm selling smoothies and smoothie bowls 6 days a week. So you come for about every day for 2 weeks, you get a free bowl that keeps them coming back. And you can think about how to do this in your business. Trust me, there are 2 cafes within 1.5 miles of my house. One of them is actually closer and cooler, but they don't offer loyalty points at all. The other one does, and those loyalty points add up, and I get a free espresso after a certain amount of visits. So I go there more. It's just simple and plain. It keeps people coming back, and that's what you want. You want repeat customers. Now, another way you can use AI to help retain customers and clients into your business is to do research on those customers' needs. So if you don't have an actual customer follow-up survey after the fact, or after the service or the product is delivered, you can research still what people want related to your business and see if you can build that out in your business for upsells and cross-sells. More than likely, you probably already have these things, and you may forget to offer it. So you can automate the follow-up to say, hey, thanks for your visit last week. We noticed that you purchased this thing, or that you came in for this service. We also have this service. So this works really, really well at med spas, especially for ladies. So when they go to the med spa, or to get, like, say they go get a facial, there may be estheticians there who can do their eyebrows. They may be getting ready for the summer and they want to lose a few pounds. They might take a B12 shot to speed up their metabolism so they can burn more calories. And then now that they're used to doing the IV or the injectable vitamins or whatever you want to call it, now that they're warmed up to that with the B12 shot, now we can do, we got this thing to just boost your energy overall. We got this thing that can help boost your immune system. So those are all types of cross sells and upsells. And if you have a certain type of med spa, you could do kind of like outpatient surgery, Botox and things like that, right? So you want to be able to research what customers need, what their real lifestyle is like, what the psychographic is, what are all of the things that they're into, what are their interests that are related to your product or service, and then incorporate that into your business to meet that demand. That's going to increase retention. It's going to increase the value of a customer over a certain amount of time. And now your business is really rolling because you got repeat customers. It's nothing like having a repeat customer. A lot of times businesses focus too much on trying to get new customers, and now they're caught up in the attraction phase. They're caught up in trying to attract new customers when they can just focus on people who they've already served and retain that dollar in their business. So there you have it. AI only matters if you're using it for one of these 4 categories: attraction, conversion, delivery, or retention. So when you hear about all of the tips and all of the tricks, you have to think, what of the 4 categories does this fall into? If it does not fall into that category and you can't think of how it falls into that category, you might be wasting your time. Don't fall for the shiny tricks. Don't fall for the trendy videos of babies doing podcasts and gorillas talking or fighting or whatever the case may be. Those things are cool and fun, and if it works in your business, fine. But you want to drive real business results, whether that's to bring in more revenue, to increase profit margins, to expand your market, whatever that may be, it needs to be related to one of the core 4. I hope that better helps you understand how to use AI in your business. And if you want to better understand how AI can help you in your customer journey and filling your pipeline, click the first link in the description. And if you want to work with me directly on implementing the right AI tools and strategies, click the second link. I will check you out in the next video.